Let's start this week on Tuesday, because Monday was basically me just sitting there editing. But then late at night, my wife got back from Ibiza and she had Tuesday off, and I thought, actually, here's an opportunity for me to go into London and have a meeting I've been trying to have for ages. A university who obviously teach their students how to do their thing, but not how to survive perhaps in the real world. Certainly what was missing from my university education. So what they're doing is hiring about 12 professionals to be mentors, I guess. There's like an accountant in residence, a lawyer in residence, an entrepreneur in residence, and they want to have a freelancer in residence. So yeah, they've asked me to do that. Not really done anything like that before, but could be a nice challenge for the second half of this year and into next. 1 o'clock, which means it's an hour until the kids finish school, because they finish early because it's the last day until September. Feeling quite calm about the summer holidays, because next week, and for that matter the week after, I have 3 full days of working while they're in camps. So yeah, it's not quite as pressing a deadline as it could be, and so I think that's why I'm quite chilled about it. Not quite as chilled as Sue's, but you know. So the summer holidays are well and truly underway. As well as doing bits of client work and editing the vlog, I am also trying to get on top of admin type stuff, so sorting out my tax things. Lots to do today, but it's just boiling. And yesterday I realised I was really unfocused because of the heat. So today, since I pay for it, went into the lovely air-conditioned office, co-workspace in town. Really productive, wrote a script, edited 12 others, and frankly I would have stayed there all day, but I have a podcast to record. And so how did you go about getting those clients? Funny, in the 2 days that I had off, I had loads of people contact me, like work related wise. Yet Monday, Tuesday and today when I'm working, nothing. So yeah, not quite sure what to make of that. One of the key things I've done today though hasn't been client related, but actually podcast related. So I'm trying to secure sponsorship for the Being Freelance podcast for September, for the next season, all the way through to Christmas, which isn't something I've done before. I've had people approach me before, but here I'm approaching them and laying out statistics and what they can expect to receive and so on and so forth, and putting a price tag on it. I will let you know how it goes. I just realised it's like 5 o'clock as I'm leaving the co-work space. I got there at 10. That's 7 hours. That's the longest I've spent in any office environment for about the last 5 years. And I actually got a lot done. So it's the 31st of July, and I said I was going to take August off, right? And that's what I'm going to do. And I remember when I went to hire that French guy last year, I was struck by the fact that in his initial email to me, he said, just to let you know, I'm not around through the whole of August. And then wrote in brackets, that's France. How brilliant is that? How good must it feel just to be able to say, I'm not available for the whole of August. I'm tempted to make that a goal for next summer. And I've made it possible. I've persuaded clients that certain things we're working on, surely we can just come back to them at September, and they've agreed. Other work I have just turned down. Other stuff I have wrapped up. And a couple of years ago, that wouldn't have happened. It didn't happen. In fact, I used to pack my massive iMac with me and take it on holiday. But now I feel confident that the work will still be there, and I'm confident that I can pay the bills as well, because I've saved up enough money to make this happen. And so, yes, with the podcast paused, but with guests already booked up for September, I'm also going to hit pause on doing this vlog as well, so that actually I can just relax and play with the kids and think longer term about both my business, this side project, and my family. To read novels instead of business books, to listen to music, to play games, to have fun, to have a laugh, and it feels great. It's been an awesome start to the year, and yeah, I hope whatever you're up to, whenever you're watching this, that all is good with you too. Anyway, I'll let you know how it goes. Make sure you hit subscribe, hit notifications, so that when this returns, you can see whether or not I actually managed to keep up that switching off mindset. I hope so. And it's about time I put my feet up.